and thank you for coming to another night with Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities Behind Black Business podcast. And tonight we have as our special guest in our community, Chef Ra, who is one of the owners of Mary Jane's Cafe, located at 71st and Exchange. And it's a very interesting establishment, and we're going to learn about Chef Ra and this particular business. But before we get started, and also we have Doris here with us tonight. Hello, Doris.
Good evening, everyone.
Okay. All right. So, as you know, we are a grassroots organization, and we formed our organization in June of 2020 as a small group of people who want to make a difference in our community. We have a lot of issues that have to be dealt with. Everybody can't deal with everything, and we do have some people out here making a great effort, a lot of efforts to make a change in our community. And we know from driving around in Chicago, our business communities needs help. And it's through our businesses that we're able to circulate dollars in our community. And as we circulate dollars in our communities, then we can strengthen our communities and do more for our communities. Carol Adams was on WVON show earlier this week, and she was talking about the South Shore area and how, in comparison to other areas within the city, South Shore has a lot of commercial space. Whereas when you go to the west side and you go over into Woodlawn areas and some other areas over on the south side, you have a lot of vacant land, a lot of vacant lots. But we have a lot of vacant commercial spaces. So we do have a number of people out here that are starting up businesses, and it's not easy to become a business owner. And so we have to support our businesses, and that's why our organization is working very hard. We're raising dollars to help our businesses in different ways, whether they need a business manager or whether they need someone to come in and help with the decorum. We just completed 2 projects where we helped House of Music and Fifth City Preschool develop websites. And websites are very important because that's how many people are able to find out about your business and make a connection with your business and support you. And we know that it's important to help our businesses. As I say every week, our Black-owned businesses are going to hire Black people. Our Black-owned businesses are going to do service or receive services from other Black business owners for whether they need cleaning services or whether they need accounting services or legal services or what have you. They're more likely to work with other Black people. Our Black businesses have a vested interest in our community. So if we have causes in our communities, our Black businesses are the ones that are going to more than likely support us. And they serve as role models for our children. As we know, this country, we have a lot of immigrants that have come to the United States and have opened up many businesses, and they open up businesses in the Black community, and they do not support, they do not give back from all of the profits that they make. And that's one of the reasons we're in the situation that we're in. So that's why we are working hard to support our businesses. And we still have our public policy division where we're supporting our Black bookstores. We once had 24 Black bookstores in Chicago area. Now we have 3. 2 on the south side, the Underground Bookstore, Frontline Bookstore, and then on the north side we have Semicolon, and out west there is Afriware. And why do we need to support our Black bookstores? Because that's where the knowledge is. That's where the information is. It's one thing to be about trying to make a change, but you need to have knowledge. You need to have a historical base. And there's a lot of information in our Black bookstores that you're not going to see in other places. And so we make a big deal out of supporting our bookstores. Every month we feature a Black bookstore on our website. And so this month it has been everywhere. And we take a cycle where we will next have frontline, and then we will have underground bookstore on our website. And what we ask the owners to do is to select a book of the month. And so we have a book giveaway every month. And one of our lucky subscribers have an opportunity to win that book. So what is the name of the book that we're giving away this month, Doris?
The name of the book for the month of March, is Message to the Black Man by Marcus Garvey. And as you said, this book came from Everywhere Bookstore. Her bookstore is one of the 3 bookstores that we feature from time to time.
Absolutely. And this is a very special book because this is what the message that we're imparting about reading. Marcus Garvey emphasizes in this book that we need to educate ourselves and re-educate ourselves, that we cannot expect the people who are oppressing us to educate us to free ourselves. So he stresses that in this book. And so Doris will announce the winner of this book. And all you have to do is go to our website at rrgbc.org and subscribe. And that's how you become a winner. And the other entity that we are supporting is the Southside Community Federal Credit Union. They are the only Black bank that we have left here in Chicago. They have been in the community for 20 plus years, serving the community. One of the problems some of our businesses have are getting loans, and getting support to get started and to maintain and sustain and expand their business. And these banks that these big banks that we're putting all our money in are not supporting us in ways that they should be. And we just lost Raheem. So hopefully he will come back shortly. Okay.
There he is. He was back with us.
Here we go.
He's back with us.
Okay. Raheem, are you there?
Sure am.
Okay, we lost you for a second. So that's what Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities is about. We are also in the process of putting a directory together, and so that will be forthcoming soon. So without any further commentary on who we are and what we're about, let's start talking about our guest. And we have Chef Raheem here, that said, who is one of the proprietors of Mary Jane Cafe. So, Raheem, can you give us an introduction here?
Yes, thank you for having me. It's an honor just to get a chance to talk with like-minded people about some of the challenges that we, encounter in trying to be free and, just the journey, period. But I guess I started cooking fresh out of high school, well, in high school, but started my career right after high school and graduated from Le Cordon Bleu in 2007 for baking and pastry. And then I went on to work for Oprah Winfrey's private chef, Art Smith. And that's where my culinary world began, working in fine dining. Eventually, I worked all over the place, but went on to um, chef at Salam Restaurant, to other fine dining locations downtown. And I was a private chef for a few years, only preparing meals inside of people's homes who had health issues. And that's kind of what sparked the idea behind Mary Jane. But after working as a private chef, I went to help open several restaurants around the city, like Can't Believe It's Not Meat, um, Foodie Spot, Soul Shack, and multiple of other things on the way. But Mary Jane started from an opportunity um, during pandemic, partnering with people who were looking to just create a new experience within the South Shore neighborhood. You get a lot of the same in the South Shore and throughout the inner city. So we just wanted to offer something that was bright and different, healthy menu option, and to teach people about different alternatives, not just CBD. We do infuse foods with CBD, but we also, teach about other superfoods and health as a part of our menu. So we just offer something new. We love the idea behind, you know, the legalization of cannabis, and we wanted to educate people on how to properly use it.
Okay, so let's go back to where you first started. I thought it was very interesting when I listened to the array of experiences that you have had in cooking. I mean, you've been all over the place, and you've done vegan cuisine, obviously,
Yes,
and then you say you've worked at some soul food restaurants.
yes.
Um, and so, was this what you were inspiring to do all along, or was there a certain area that you were looking at? You know, when you first started getting into cooking, what was your vision?
Oh yeah, just being able to like cook with the best of them. So, I've been in some of the worst kitchens up to some of the best. And the idea was to, sometimes a lot of times when you're working for someone else, um, you can be creative, but only to the extent that that corporation, is creative. So I wanted to be
Mhm.
able to have something of my own that I could just put whatever spin to it of my own and let people be, excited about something new.
Now you made okay. Now you made a comment that I would like for you to expound on, because one of the things that prompted this organization in terms of helping our black businesses is we talked about bringing business managers in because we see people who have a skill. Okay, they know how to cook, but they don't know how to run a business. And so when you said you've been in some of the best kitchens and you've been in some of the worst kitchens, what is that like? Can you tell me what the difference is
Man,
in going working in some of the best kitchens versus working in some of the worst kitchens? You know.
oh yeah, so it's a it's a heck of an experience. I always say that anybody could do it, but it's not for everybody. Like being a chef, because you have to endure a lot. It's a loud environment all the time. It's dangerous. It's hot, sharp things all around. People work long hours. I've worked in kitchens where there was lacking equipment and all of the right tools you needed to get the job done, but had some of the most marvelous cooks in there because they were so used to being able to weather the storm with little, you know, little provided to them. And then I've worked in high end kitchen with every piece of equipment you could think of, and then you sometimes you find people who are not as knowledgeable or skilled, but like I say that to say it's a wide variety of experiences throughout this city, just in this city alone. But it's it gives a lot of I mean it gives me a lot of humility and appreciation to know that I've worked in shack like kitchens and was able to still create good food, and then to have the opportunity to work in state of the art kitchens. It's like humbling and
So
like,
what is it? So what does it take? You know, I mean, what kind of what do you need to have? You know, to really make that kitchen work. Whether you're in a high end kitchen or a low end kitchen, what kind of qualities or characteristics or skills do you need to have? And
oh yeah,
I'm just saying this because I've been to so many restaurants, and you know, I just see, you know, there's not consistency with the food. You know, you come and the food tastes this way today, and next time it tastes another way. Um, you know, and if you
yeah,
like something, you like something.
yeah. It definitely takes just first to be able to be a really good cook takes a lot of fortitude and passion. Like,
Hmm.
yeah, you have to be passionate about it. Like, you
Hmm.
can do it for money. That's gonna only get you so far. You're gonna need
Hmm.
some passion in order to really just love what you're doing, no matter
Hmm.
the situation you're in. And then it takes embracing it, like embracing what you do, and then you start growing out of whatever you embrace. It will grow.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Well,
and consistency and all of that will come from you giving that passion each and every time, no matter if it's new or old.
okay. Now Doris is putting a question here about did you start the Soul Shack on 53rd Street, or did you?
Definitely helped with that process, like from uh, and there was a couple other chefs, right? But collectively, it was a heck of an experience to bring that whole situation together. Like when it first started out, it was an enormous, overwhelming amount of attraction, and so it was a great experience just seeing it start from nothing and work its way to being, a popular place to come and eat. Yeah.
Mhm.
So
So, you
yeah,
know, nowadays, especially today, I hear many businesses say they have a hard time getting workers.
yes,
They have a
this is a
hard time
major
getting.
issue.
What is that looking like?
It is very hard to right now to attract people. Last year, 48% of people, I believe, stopped working and started inquiring about their own business or
Hmm.
not working for a large corporation. So it's like the mindset of people has shifted a bit because they know they learned that their job was expendable, so they decided to go dig a little deeper and find something else to do. So it's been hard especially for large companies, to retain employees. I was a chef at the University of Chicago for 4 years, and they have 400 employees, right? So when the COVID hit, that number went down to maybe 20% of that, right?
Hmm.
And then now the push to bring everybody back is so crazy because people had to find other alternatives while they were off. So that's on a larger scale, but even on a smaller scale, just having the bandwidth to find the funds to pay, quality workers is hard. So everybody's taking a hit on that as far as that I've talked to.
Right. So these people that's out here, and like you just said, these people that are out here working for themselves is making it difficult, you know, for you all to have people. And so, what are some of the solutions that you have as far as trying to deal with that?
I think that people really just want to be comforted that they can expect money, So I
Hmm.
think some alternatives are maybe creating some type of incentive for people who are going to work. Maybe there's a way for them to, yeah, incentivize them working where they get additional funds or something.
Hmm.
Because if you really look at the way things are headed, people have a lot more ways to create revenue outside of work nowadays with NFTs and metaverse and everything around the crypto world. A lot of people are having other sources of income. So I think it's probably wise to incentivize the people
Hmm.
to more commission based or some type of something that they can actually appreciate more than just you got to check for them.
I think training is very important.
Yeah,
When I look at,
skills training.
yeah, I remember when Whole Foods came to town. People who I knew that worked at Whole Foods, they had an awesome training program in terms of training their people how to deal with their customers. Because this is another thing, you got people going into social media outlets, to run their businesses now. They don't have to have that customer service type of relationship, personal relationship with people. They're just pushing product and pushing dollars. But when you're coming into a brick and mortar, like what you got to deal with people.
Oh yeah,
You
it
know,
makes a heck of a difference.
yeah. And we're seeing a big difference in the way, people know how to communicate, with your customers.
Oh yeah, I think as a smaller business, you immediately have a few barriers against you that you got to overcome. So you got to come correct on every level. Like, so your customer service has to be even more impeccable than a large corporation. And yeah, I was to your other point, we, training is most certainly necessary. Like, because why do people go to school? Because they know they'll learn something. So
Hmm.
that's probably another good way to incentivize people to work again, you know,
Hmm.
to offer some type of training, offer them an option to learn something that they wouldn't have known if they didn't partake in this work.
And also teaching them about your business, um, and how to deal with people. So like, do you have those kind of classes with your employees
I do
on
a lot
a
of
regular basis?
hands-on, definitely hands-on. Like I try to make the experience. I provide the experience that I'm looking for everyone to receive.
Mm-hmm.
Every time they come. So it's not it's not an opportunity where you're seeing a behavior that's not accepted. So my employees, the people that work with me and my employees, we um we do on the spot learning experience, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and we take note of how experiences go because there's always a new experience in South
Mm-hmm.
Shore every day.
I'm
There's something
sure.
new
I'm
going.
sure.
Yeah.
So do you
So
have like regular meetings with your employees? You guys like at the end of the day, or once a week, or once a month, you
um
all sit down and
every
talk.
day. Yeah, every day. We set an agenda, and what we want to experience that day, and,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we bring. But it's a constant communication and conversation.
Okay. And so, what kind of incentives are you, like you said, extra commissions? Um,
I've
what else
implemented
are
that
they?
before. Yeah,
Pardon me?
I've implemented that before. Yeah, extra
Oh,
commission on certain products and stuff like that.
okay, okay. Somebody get a trip, maybe can win a trip at the end of the year.
Oh, that sounds good. We got quite a few items for that.
You get to go on a trip and go to the
Yeah,
Caribbean.
a trip to South Shore Drive. No, I'm just joking. Yeah, but this is our second year, so we're looking at all the ways to, create an amazing experience this summer that will grow from.
So how did your opportunity come about with Mary Jane Cafe?
How did the opportunity come about?
Mm-hmm,
So, a great brother of mine, I believe he's been on the show, Kurt, or Akbar, Kurt, Kurt
mm-hmm,
Cago, Cargo. Sorry. Uh, he owns several properties and had an opportunity for me to take advantage of one of the spaces. So I
mm-hmm.
did that. And a few months later, me and my mother took over another space for a market and looking at other options too. As more people have an opportunity for you to purchase and lease things that are black owned and trying to put money back in the community, I think we all should jump on it and create things around the city.
Now, did you get support from any of the local banks or um,
Um, no,
organizations?
I couldn't get any support from the banks at that time because I had a CBD cafe
Hmm.
and it was so new. They didn't have that option at the time. Now they do have like
Okay,
the stuff for that. They wouldn't even accept. I couldn't even get a bank account at first because I was selling a cannabis product.
okay. And what about being elected officials or other organizations come forward to help you out?
Um, I probably if I requested it, that
Oh, I
would have
see.
came, but I
Mm-hmm.
didn't.
You
We
didn't.
just we just started and got the support of the community.
Okay. Okay. So tell us about your cafe in terms of what you offer there. Um, I notice you have different kinds of fusions and elixirs and sweets and kebabs and
Yeah, I kind of switched the menu up often. Um, Try to do some, seasonal things and chef inspired items, right? But we typically always have some type of savory item, some sweets, and some homemade drinks, right? But I do like this homemade ginger elixir that I developed. It's a brewed ginger root drink that
mm-hmm.
has ginger root. It has other spices and herbs, and there's a few different variations of it with different herbs in it that creates a different color and a different feel in your body.
So
It's
now,
called
does this
Elixir.
have this has the cannabis in it?
So the thing about the cafe is nothing's infused unless you ask for it to be infused.
Okay,
So
okay,
because we have children that come, we feed them smoothies and things like that when it's hot outside, and anybody could come and have something that's at our cafe, even if you're not a cannabis person. Um, we do homemade like decadent desserts. Homemade peach cobbler, pound cake is our favorite.
mm,
Then we have like different. We have brookies, which are brownies and cookie baked together. Just different fun items, right? And then we have savory items. Often on the weekends, we do this Oakland style fried fish sandwich, which you can get on a burger with the brioche bun, or you can get a large wheat roll or on tacos. And then we do like a Mediterranean feel type of a meal. a full meal with either lamb, yellow basmati rice, roasted vegetables, um, grilled pita, right? And then we switch it up, seasonally and do fresh stuff all the time. So um, I have it that way on purpose because I don't like being stuck to one thing. But every time anything you eat there is always delicious. I haven't had one complaint in the past year about the
Mhm.
food. So
I'm sure with all of the experience that you had with the different types of foods, sure, I mean, I've tried, some dishes there. So, yeah,
thank
yeah,
you.
your food is delicious, and we're always looking at. I think people are going down the road of having more healthy alternatives as
Yeah,
well.
definitely. Yes,
Now,
and
I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say the majority. We do a lot of catering though, like private event catering is
Hmm.
really where we. That's what saved us during COVID is being able to drop off food and do catering events. Because
Hmm.
it's just a tough and unexpected time. But even now, we got tons of catering events, and anybody that's interested in infusing food, they typically reach out to us
Hmm.
for those type of meals.
So where is the bulk of your business at then? If you were look at the catering business and you're looking at people that are walking in, um, are you getting more catering than you are getting walk-ins?
I believe the only reason that there's more catering right now is because of the weather,
Mm-hmm.
and during the summer, it's a lot of foot traffic,
A lot
and
of
we do
food.
a lot of events outside, live cooking demos,
Mm-hmm.
barbecuing outside, and engaging
Mm-hmm.
people. Um, just got a donation for some really nice outdoor furniture, so it's gonna be a really nice vibe right on the corner of 71st and Yates in exchange this summer as it heats up.
Oh, so is that going to be on the 71st Street side or the
Oh yes,
Yates
71st Street side.
on the 71st Street side? Okay, that should be nice. Is
Yeah,
there
it's
an
gonna be
age?
right there next to and right on the corner, like you can't miss it.
Okay, okay, because you're right next to another eatery.
South Shore Barbecue and Jerk.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Now, when it comes to the cannabis, um, is there an age range that people can have their
Consume
product, items infused?
legally. You gotta be 21 or older.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, so to consume, like to consume the products. But for instance, you have a CBD pain relief cream, and you have a teenager that's in pain from baseball practice or what have you. That product would work just great when you're topically using it on this person, and it's no side effects. You know, so. But when you're digesting or ingesting it, you should be at least 21, or when you're inhaling it.
Okay. So, do you sell the creams also?
Yes, we sell pain relief creams, tinctures that you like, concentrated oils that you use under your tongue. Um, we sell lotions and cooking oils and um,
Cooking,
gummies
cooking,
and
cooking
pre
oils that
rolls.
are infused with cannabis.
Yes, CBD. So the whole idea behind CBD is that your body has 9 systems, 10, including the brain, and then there's a system that people don't really know about. It's called your endocannabinoid system. This system regulates the functions of all your other systems, wherein this system keeps balance. So the more of a balance you have with your ingestion of cannabinoids, which you can find cannabinoids in other herbs. Cannabis has the highest amount of cannabinoids that
What are some other herbs?
other herbs. It can occur in like blends, like with like ginger, um, some other leafy herbs. There's variety. I haven't really dove off into those as much. I've been
Mm-hmm.
focusing on the cannabis ones,
Mm-hmm.
and how cannabis affects the body. There's a female version and a male version of the plant cannabis.
Oh, really? Can you tell me
CBD is
about
where
that?
you yes. So the medicinal most the side that has the most medicinal properties is the female side of the plant, which contains the majority of CBD,
Mm-hmm.
and then the male version of the plant is normally where the THC resides, which is
Mm-hmm.
the which causes an after effect,
Cause you
which
to
is
get
highness.
high.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
right. But
Okay.
it still has CBD in it, and it still has medicinal properties, which is why it's used for so many different things. It's just the CBD has less of a after effect, which causes highness. So CBD entering your body, it helps to go wherever there's imbalance or you have inflammation. It will go to that spot of inflammation and reverse those negative effects of inflammation.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I actually have a link I wish I could share of this black doctor who is a complete expert at this, and
Mm-hmm.
I've followed her research. Um, I
What
have,
is their doctor's name? What is her name?
yeah, can't remember right now,
Okay.
but she's
So
awesome. I follow.
so you're considered a full scale cannabis
Dispensary.
dispensary?
Well, we are a dispensary slash cafe. So
Okay.
really, the not I don't know of any of it's not really any that's like us exactly, because we do
Mm-hmm.
the food and we have the dispensary items that you
Mm-hmm.
can find. We don't have a THC license, um, but we are certified to have all the other products that we have, Delta 8, CBD, CBN. So really, it's a ton of um, it's so CB. So the cannabis plant, it affects different receptors in the brain, and it affects many receptors. But they've been able to isolate the different parts of the cannabis plant that affect certain receptors. So you have the most common, which is the weed you can find out on the street, is Delta 9. It affects your Delta 9 receptor. Then you have Delta 8, you have Delta 10, you have THCO, THCA, um, CBN. All of these are different strands of the plant that affects different receptors in the mind.
So now which strands do you have in your establishment?
All except for Delta 9.
Delta 9, which is the one that has the most THC in it, or
Yes, and
so for this
it's
it,
the
it
one.
all
Well,
has
it's the
it
one that's
all
most
has
regulated. I'm sorry.
it all has THC in it, but just some has a higher level. Is that correct?
They all have CBD. Not all will get you high. All of them
Mm,
do have the medicinal side, but not all of them have the after effect causing side.
okay.
And yeah, I mean Delta 9 THC is what's regulated by the government,
Mm-hmm.
the federal government, and is the only one that they put a restriction on, and you need licensing for.
So what are most of your customers when they're asking for the infusions? What are they looking for? Like,
They so most people that come and like get an infusion in their drink or something like that, they're looking for something for relaxation, pain relief, stress, anti-stress.
mm-hmm,
Something that's not gonna cause them to be too high, right? So that's what they get in the drinks normally. But if for instance you have insomnia or something more severe, like some nerve pain and things like that, they would request like the gummies because those are Delta 8 and they are stronger. You can go to sleep off them, right? And the tinctures, which you drop under your tongue, those are not necessarily THC, but they're extra strength CBD. So you'll feel it. You'll feel relaxation. You have extra pains and things like that. It kind of attacks those. If you have like nerve pain, it's best to have a tincture that you ingest, as opposed to a topical being rubbed on, because nerve damage is you can get the results faster by ingesting something with when it comes to those nerve damage.
okay,
So
now
it's a wide variety of different reasons people try us.
what about for sleep? For sleep.
We have CBD
Mhm.
gummies, that you can use those. If you are not someone that ingests those type of things, then the CBD gummies would be great because you don't get any high effect, but you do get to get a nice boost of cannabinoids that attack those areas that are imbalanced in you.
Mhm. Now I know there was a huge battle going on with getting these licenses, and and getting these types of establishments, and especially in our community,
Oh yes.
it was just it was unfathomable the way it went down. And I know there's people out here on the street, that continue, to sell marijuana, and I'm assuming that's the one with the higher levels of the THC.
Yes. Hmm.
And so with the government regulating the THC, um, what is their basis for regulating it? Are they concerned about people getting hooked, or are they concerned about the effect, or what is the regulation all about?
Well, there hasn't been any publications coming out about how you can be addicted to weed. It doesn't. So that's not an issue. It's from my understanding, it was probably like in the 20s or to 40s, somewhere in that range, that it became regulated. I believe through the farming bill because they found the medicinal properties of this plant and the other fibrous properties that you can use in different industries from its byproducts. They found that this was a very beneficial, plant, and then they decided that they put regular restrictions on it so that everybody can't just be growing it everywhere, having it in
Hmm.
abundance.
Hmm.
So that's where the regulation began, and later they found ways to only use it in colleges and things like that for experiments, and until now it's like open open game. So it was always a money battle, and with
Hmm.
pharmaceutical companies and things like
Well, I think it was inevitable that it would become legal, just like liquor, where they
that. Same thing.
bootleg liquor for so many years, and
Yep.
now, I mean, we have so many liquor stores, um,
Everywhere.
in this country, everywhere. and
Every
so
few
people
block.
were, yeah, and so it's just a matter of time before the government got control over it
Yep.
and making sure they're getting their piece, their piece
Yes,
of the
exactly.
pie. Now, do you have smoking? Do you or what it is? It vaping?
Smokables. I have some
Smoke
smokables.
bowl?
Yeah, because it affects people differently. Everybody's affected differently. Some people can't eat the edibles. Some people, you know, only want a few moments of relief with the vape and be done. Some people like the whole experience of using the flower. So I have the fresh flower you can buy, the
Now,
pre rolls.
when you say flour, what kind of is that? A powder?
Oh no, it's like fresh off the plant, off the
Oh,
tree.
like the flower tops.
Yeah, yes, the
Yeah.
buds.
Okay.
Got that, the buds, the pre rolls, which include the buds already in the wrap. Then we have the vapes, the oil, which is vaporized cannabis oil. Yeah, we have like all a variety of different things.
Now, is the
All
oil extracted from the plant, or is that a oil with the CBD infused into it?
it's typically pressed from the plant.
That's from the plant. Hmm.
Yes, or you can you can extract the essence of the plant out of the plant using a strong ethanol. You know, like alcohol. It doesn't have to be alcohol, but it could be something similar that can extract the essence from the plant.
Now, I know you said that it's not addictive. We had a question in the commentary about can this be addictive, especially with the pain issue. And we had
Yeah,
asked
that's right.
sleeping. We had asked about the sleeping, but about the pain thing because what I'm thinking as I'm listening to you talk, if someone is in pain, if they're having some inflammation in their body, if they got arthritis and things like that, seems to me like they will be taking this with some regularity.
Yeah.
And if they're taking it with some regularity, then is there a chance or studies that show that maybe they can become addicted?
Yeah. So, for instance, like if you are on something much stronger, a opiate, they can result. They can say that there's an addiction attached to that because of how severe the withdrawals are from it, right? But when it comes to this particular plant, it doesn't show any of the same, traits that are in the other plants. But
Mhm.
it, you would, if you're in pain and you're using it, you're most likely gonna want to keep using it because it doesn't have many side effects and it helps relieve the pain. So dependency, maybe it's a voluntary thing. You
Mhm.
can stop upon your own request without going through the pain that it takes for some other the stronger drugs, even prescription drugs.
Mhm. Now, you mentioned the extraction of the oil. Do you use that? Can you use that oil? I'm assuming for ointments. Can you use it for cooking? Where do you use the
Yes, that's
CBD
the
oil
what.
to extract?
Yes, you use that for everything. You can use it for massage oil, for um, that oil can be used for anything. Just about that is has to do with you can cook, topical, ingest. Um, like if you had some of the pure oil straight from the plant, and you have a little menthol. in your hand with it and put it wherever some pain is, it's gonna go away. So yeah, it's been used for thousands of years.
Okay. Okay, I need you to hold on 1 second. Okay. We have technical difficulty here. Let me see. Okay. 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 So we had a commentary in a question, which I think we answered already about the sleeping effect that it can have on your sleeping. If it can help you with that. I think you addressed that a little bit earlier, didn't you?
With the what part?
With the herbs, the CBD oil or the CBD period in terms of either helping you sleep or affecting your sleep, the ability to
Oh
sleep.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. I mean, it's kind of like the CBD enhances the effects of whatever it's binding to. So for instance, if you had some of the oil and you put it in a lavender tea, the lavender
Mm-hmm.
already is helping you to calm, but that would like boost its capabilities.
Mm-hmm. And probably some chamomile tea.
Oh, you're out of there. Put both of those, you're gonna be night night.
You gone, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the
Okay.
CBD, that oil will kick it up a notch. Or just the straight flower into the teapot with the other leaf tea.
Okay. So, do you have plans to expand?
Oh yes, there's quite a few projects going on right now that I'm involved with. And there's a couple inquiries right now for expanding Mary Jane to other sides of the city, near West Side, near South Loop, Las Vegas. People are interested in the concept. Uh, I'm working with a couple new entities that's coming up right now, so that that's probably something that's in talks for late summer.
Okay. So you're looking at expanding the number of stores. I think you have a great concept. I don't know. I'm sure there's always room for adding more amenities and
Yes,
services. Have you
exactly.
thought about have you thought about any of that?
Oh, definitely would love to have like a full on, the bistro. It's more like a
Mm-hmm.
Mary Jane bistro,
Uh-huh.
and we have some concepts for um, these different CBD bars and Elixir bars and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I got a few ideas for expanding and open to ideas, and uh, it was made to be customizable, in its essence anyway, to fit wherever it's at. So South Shore is the beginning.
Okay. And so how many employees do you have?
Right now, currently only three.
3? Okay.
Mhm.
So you're able to
And
run it
yeah, it's not
successfully.
it's a very streamlined operation. Have a
Mm-hmm.
whole lot going on. Just um, simple, everything's simply made. Everything's processed in a way that's like, I just started out very well as in a chef form, chef
Mm-hmm.
style, and made it
Mm-hmm.
real streamlined so that it doesn't take a lot for it to run.
Right. Okay.
But in the summer, we're going to be increasing that, and we're actually hiring right now. Do a program that people who are 16 to 24 can work in this program and get paid to be an employee. So there's more information about that. Anyone interested can email us at maryjanecafechicago.com. I mean at gmail.com. Mary Jane Cafe Chicago at gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. That's
So trying to
wonderful.
give some young people opportunity if they're 21 to 24 in that program, they could come and work at Mary Jane Cafe. If they're younger than that, they can work at a Central Market or other store.
Okay. So now you mentioned you have commission incentives or so on and so forth. So what would be what's the coming in starting salary? Can
That's
I
negotiable.
That's negotiable?
Yes.
Okay. Based on experience,
Yes.
so to speak.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. And are you able to work with other Black-owned businesses for some of your services and needs that you have?
Mm, yeah, basically any business I do is first with black local neighborhood, black and
Mm-hmm.
local business, and then you know if it's something that can't be done with the local network that we have, then we reach outside of that. But um,
Okay.
pretty much anything I do is through a black, organization or
Okay.
something like that. Mhm.
Okay. Well, this has
Because we
been
have to
very,
empower the local.
yeah, this has been very interesting, and I'm so happy that you were able to, get into this market because, like I said, I know this has been a tough market to get into. Um,
Yes,
if
it is.
someone else is interested in getting into this cannabis market, what kind of advice would you have to give them?
Definitely always know your suppliers and be able to vet and verify them. Definitely gonna need to have a great relationship with your bank and get to know your banker and um, also just doing a lot of research because you're gonna be asked a ton of questions. So make sure you can answer the questions on your products.
Okay. Did you get investors to start this with you? Because I know you said you didn't go to the banks. We talked about that at the beginning.
Yeah, you're gonna want to find people who are interested in the same thing you are and work collectively. So
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't take a whole lot, but if a few people come together, it can be done. Just have to have a solid plan. Make sure you work with someone that's done it before or knows, you know,
Okay.
at least get some feedback from someone
Okay.
that's been in it and done it, you know. And that gives you a little bit of an edge because it's a
Mhm.
large learning curve without it.
Well, I know they can definitely get some advice from you because you've been very informative
Oh,
tonight.
thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Yes,
Absolutely.
they can call me.
Well,
Yes,
I'm
I
going
mean
to let
I can be
you,
reached.
absolutely. Well, I'm going to let you give some closing remarks here. You can make sure you indicate where you are and how to get in touch with you, and then we'll let Doris announce our winner of the book, and then we're going to be closing it out.
Oh, sure, yeah, definitely. As you can see, my name on the screen there, Chef Rod on Instagram. That's normally where I keep everything that's going on there, any new events and stuff like that that's popping up. You can find out more about Mary Jane at maryjanecafechicago.com or maryjanecbdcafe.com. Um, uh, Also, you can find me at Essential Market in the South Shore neighborhood, 7118 South Yates Boulevard. A couple other big projects in our local neighborhood. I'll be working with Chemistry Chicago, which is going to be a premier steakhouse in Hyde Park, and then also in the Atlanta area, Hereafter Farms.
Oh, great.
Ton of people just purchased a
Great.
large amount of land in Atlanta, and any catering most likely can find me there too.
Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well,
Thank you.
thank you for the service that you are providing in the community. And here at Repair, Restore, and Grow Black Communities, we're here to support you. And we know about Essential Market. That's where your mom is, and she has some
Yeah,
wonderful items, a lot of black produced products in
yeah.
that establishment. And so you guys just
Oh, yeah.
just keep doing what you're doing.
Thank you. We also have a event coming up this Friday and Saturday. Vendor pop up's gonna be at the Central Market on 71st and Yates.
Oh,
Okay,
great.
you
Yes.
said Friday and Saturday.
Yes.
During what hours?
Um, it'll be like 12 to 6 or something like that. I gotta check. Yeah,
Okay,
12 to 6 on both days, and then 4 to 8 on Saturday will be in there music and vending and things like that.
okay. All right, great.
All right.
Okay, all right, Doris, you want to tell us who the winner of our book
Well,
of
I
the
just I just want to compliment Chef Ra. I mean, you're very knowledgeable about what you're doing. Very informative. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to come out there and check out some of that CBD for sleeping. I
Yeah,
take I have a little problem with sleeping, so I'm going to take a visit. I'm going to come visit you. So thank you for being on
yeah.
your show. And I want to thank everyone for tuning in tonight. And our book of the month is A Message to the Black Man by Marcus Garvey. And our winner is Kimberly Duncan. Miss Kimberly Duncan is our winner for the month of March. A Message to the Black Man by Marcus Garvey. Excellent book. Again, Ref Shard, thank you so much. And we would like for you to go to our donation page and donate. This is how we make our money to keep this show going with Denise and I tipping in some from time to time. So
and Mr.
appreciate it if
Harvey Yarbrough, he's our
Mr.
other
Harvey.
board member.
So we would appreciate it if you go to our website and make a donation of any amount. Any amount is appreciated. Again, thank you, Ref Shar, and I really did enjoy the program.
Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you. And congratulations to Kimberly. She obviously subscribed. So go to our website at rrgbc.org and subscribe, and you can win a book also. So thank you, everyone, and have a good night.
Good evening. Thank
Thank
you.
you. You too. Bye bye.
Bye bye.